Hi kids. So I went back to the junkyard and picked on that blue element a little more. Decided to get a couple of pieces that I needed. This fender skirt liner, whatever you want to call it, that goes inside the fender was damaged when I hit the deer. It's all messed up. So I went ahead and got this one off the junkyard one. I also got this, which is the front splash guard. Goes up underneath the front nose of the car. Mine has never had this, not since I've owned it. Well, it's got part of one, but I wanted a whole one. But while I was there, I just could not resist snatching this pretty good looking fender cladding. I wasn't real sure I wanted to put it on, but I asked you guys, and overwhelmingly, you guys said, put it on. So we're gonna put it on. If we don't like it, we can take it back off. That's one of the cool things about this car. So have you ever wondered how that panel comes off? Well, today is the day we're gonna find out. Screaming children. Step one is going to be to remove the tail light, something we've covered in numerous videos, but here we go again. 2 screws hold this in. It's pretty easy. Take them out, pull it out on the diagonal, comes right out. Ta-da! Now the first 2 cladding bolts are these 2 10mm. There's one here and there's one down there. Take those out. Now you can see it's fairly loose back here. What we've got left holding these on are some screws and fasteners around the wheel well, and then some of those plastic things that Honda likes so much. We're going to take out all these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plastic holder, connector, pin, body pin thingies, and this Phillips head screw. Those have got to come out. So let's start with the Phillips head. Going to try this thing out again. Kind of digging it. Ow, damn it. 2. 4 and 5. These are the 2 tools I use to get those pins out. I got a new fuel door, and it makes this job easier if you remove the old one. So we're going to take it off at the hinge. 2 bolts. There's one. There's the other. They're very easy to get off. Be honest with you, the way the color scheme was going, I actually just went back to get those skirts and this fuel door. I was going to throw this on because I thought that would look neat with the different colors, blue. And while I was at it, I just decided to go ahead and grab that fender cover. The cool thing about this is I'm going to save all these pieces, and if I decide I don't like it, I can switch them back. Proof that having a Honda Element is a lot like driving a Lego mobile. Switch it up once in a while if you don't like it. Alright, there's the screws that hold that door on. We're going to put them over here with the door. And we'll save this. Probably not going to reuse it, but who knows. Now if you open the rear door, you'll see this little piece right here. Take this little pin out. It comes out usually with a screwdriver. It's kind of like a screw, but not exactly. If it doesn't, you can just snatch it out. Try not to break it. Pull that back, you'll see that that's one of the pieces holding the rear cladding on. So that's got to come out. Now I think we're ready to go. Let's consult the manual. We got those out. We don't have to take the lower trim off. Whoops, wrong page. We should be good to go, I think. All that's left holding these on are these plastic pins. So the book says do the door about half open. Don't think I saved too many of the pieces, but let's find out. Well, that one's good, that one's good. We might be able to salvage a few of these. And we'll clean this while we got it off, because it's nasty. This is the tool you're actually supposed to use for pulling these out. But It does a lot better job of pulling these out without breaking them, but it can kind of scratch things up a little bit because it's metal. So you got to be careful of when and where you use it. There's one down there that's good. I'm gonna try and save all the ones I can. As I've mentioned before, those little stupid things are freaking expensive. And I don't want to pay Honda for them. There's a couple down here in the door sill. They're all broke though. Get those out. Not worried about saving them. Just clearing the path for our new piece. Now we can get a look at the two different kinds of Fender setups we've got. Here's the original. It's got a different kind of framework behind here and a different kind of connector. So you see that? That's the little black square ones that I keep telling you are so expensive. Well, those are not used up here on this one. These little white ones are used on it, and fortunately I was able to salvage these from the junkyard. They just go into this metal piece, slide in place, and as I've covered in a couple other videos, the way to address this is to put all of your pins in this piece and just snap it on. Don't try to put them on the car and slide them in or anything, because you're just going to give yourself 8 miles of headaches. If you look in there, hopefully you can see it, there's a thick side and a thin side to that tiny little frame rail inside there. You want to make sure that goes the correct way into this slot. Otherwise, it won't want to go. I found that out the hard way. It's hard to see, but if you look inside there, the center core of that, there's a thin side and a thick side. Thin way, and it's longer than it is wide is what I'm getting at. But if you don't get that orientation correct when you're putting these in, it'll want to break this piece, and we don't want to do that. We just paid for this piece. Now we just snap it on. Go under the door, snake that up a little bit. Let's see. Around our light. Something like that. We're gonna have to take that light off. I wonder. Pull it backwards towards the rear of the car. There. Pretty well lined up on these holes. There. Put those top pins in. Now, let's see if I can remember by looking at this one where all my pins were. One here, one there. There we go. Yeah, that's that. Go ahead and do that. I missed this screw down here earlier because on my car, this one is broke. So I had to go ahead and fish that back behind there. Now let's put this bolt back. So instead of 2 screws to get that out, there's 3. Oh, more better, more better. All right, now we put our little push pins back in wherever they went. Line them up real good. Your car will eventually start to rattle like crazy if you leave all these little connectors out. It's the sort of thing that you think, oh, I'll just leave that one out. It won't be a big deal. And then the next time you do a job, you leave another one out, and then another one, and before long, you got just a rattle trap going down the road. Ask me how I know this. Yeah. This piece right here takes these body bolts. They're very common on these cars. I've got a bit of an offset and a rubber washer and a flat washer to try and seal against the elements. 10mm, very common. One up here, one down underneath the tailgate. Upside down. The black pin and the white pin into those two holes. That's all that holds it on the front edge. Once you get it lined up, kind of snap it in place. Then you put your two bolts in over here. When I was at the junkyard, I snatched up a bunch of these little plastic pieces. There's a bee buzzing around my phone. Can you guys hear that? It's gotta sound like being attacked by Godzilla. I'll hide them in my plastic kit here. The last move is to put the gas door on, which comes with a new OEM gas cap and the little thing that hangs onto it. Thought that would be neat to have, so now I have one. Oh. Let's try it like this. Alright, that's one started. Let's try and start the other one. So as far as the gas cap goes, if you wanted to, you could just take off these 4 bolts, 4 screws, and take that cover off and replace it. It sits way too far in. I actually need to loosen that bottom hinge and tweak it out just a little bit because it's closing too far. The angle on that is too far in. So let's adjust that. And a little bit of the top one. Does that? It needs to come kind of this way. Yeah, like that. There we go. That's a little better. Maybe a little. All right. That's better. It would sit a little better if it had these little rubber stopper pieces. But let's have a look at these. I was at Home Depot the other day and I saw these. These are for these wire cabinets that you put in your pantry and your closet and everything. They're just little end caps. I'm gonna see if they'll fit on there and if they work. Is this a dumb idea? I don't know. So this is the biggest one in the kit. I think there's 2 different sizes. Yeah. Let's put that on there and see what it do. Just push it on there. What does that do? Well, I mean, it's better than nothing, right? Where is it? I think I'll leave them on there for now. That's the sticker that Pull Apart puts on there. Let me go ahead and see if I can get that off so somebody doesn't start snatching parts off my car. Yay! Should I go back and get the rear door now? See where this is going. This is going to turn into me buying a completely different car from the junkyard. So what do you think now? I'm going to be happier when I get the black molding underneath the door. But honestly, these 2 colors of blue complement each other well. I kind of like it. I don't know. What do you think? I'm kind of a weirdo. So if you've always wondered how to swap that back piece of plastic, you can do this, I promise. See you next time.